Are we in the middle of difficult times? Yes, we are. How do we know this? We know this because we see in the same time in Australia and in Canada, the guys are trying to stop us being organized in terms of communication. I'm referring to the recent bill in Canada who is treating the quality of information. The same bill, but a little bit different. In Australia, they are talking about stopping fake news being spread. So, this concept, fake news, has been built from nothing, from zero. It's a concept completely invented, and that started probably 20 years ago about fake news up, fake news down, fake news left, fake news right, until the population got used to this concept of fake news. So what they say, we are the owners of the truth. If we deliver the truth, our truth is good. If somebody else is delivering the truth, is not the truth, is fake news. And they have they have enough proven that they are lying. I mean, the mainstream media and the owners of mainstream media channels. There might be people saying, how do you know they are lying? Because they are systematically exposing one to each other. I mean, Fox News says CNN is lying. CNN says the other, I don't know, is lying. Some Australians from Sky News say that CNN is lying, or ABC and things like this. So we don't have to make a very deep research to find out they are lying, because they are exposing one to each other on a planet and in the same country, in United States, for instance. On the other hand, we have Joe Rogan, Jackson Hinkle with Dive. We have Conor McGregor. We have Scott Reeder. We have Colonel Richard Black. We have Jeffrey Sachs. All of those guys are Americans, YouTubers or guests to YouTubers. In my opinion, I made an unfair short list naming those names, because internet in this very moment is full of guys telling the truth, as long as we can say the truth. Marcel Irnie is one of them, and sometimes I'll give a hand, I help him for doing this. So what's going on now? We are on our ways to be surrounded, and in very short time we'll be ambushed. What do I mean? We having this opportunity to communicate. I mean, me, Romeo from Romania, telling you something in Canada, and then Marcel Irnie tells something, and Romeo from Romania finds out and tells to his friends, or I don't know, in Romania. And there is a possibility, and we can get organized about some dangers coming to our civil liberties. And what these guys, I mean the owners of mainstream media, the owners of so-called information, what do they push the Congress, they push the governments, and they push the legal departments to issue a law saying we are the only truth providers, and nobody else should be believed. If we link this to their huge steps in implementing the cashless society, if we link this to their huge steps of implementing a vaccination passport, and you cannot travel without such a digital vaccination passport, then we can decide that will be very shortly will be ambushed. Yes, will be ambushed, and it will be very difficult to communicate on the planet, because if all the governments will shake hand implementing bills like the only truth deliverers providers are this one, and this one, and this one, then the other might become outlaws. Yes, will be outlaws in terms of telling the truth. When the pandemic started, they say a lot of lies. Mainstream media, and then their lies, they have been dismantled, and information came up to the light saying they lied. So it's an evidence that they lied. Then the war in Ukraine, they said it was an unfair war started by Russia, and then information came up to the light, and then we had the opportunity to see they lied. What happens now? They want to make lying legal. I mean, it's legal to lie if we make some bills, if we issue some bills saying that we are the only information providers. And we are heading to the end of the freedom. We are heading to the end of a free planetary society. Because we're not talking only about Canada. We're not talking about an insulated case. I mean, Australia or insulated Canada, or I don't know. We are talking about a worldwide phenomenon, and this is running in front of our eyes. Is a running process. Yes, is a process in development. So, I mean, YouTube probably admits that they made an injustice to Marcel Irnie by using censorship for Marcel Irnie after the truth about the war in Ukraine and Russia came up to light. But despite of this, YouTube still decides to keep Marcel Irnie shadow banned. And that's really bad. That's really bad for our freedom. I'm afraid we are in the final moments of having the opportunity to tell the truth. Shadow banned truth. And I don't have hope something will change in the next future in the good manner of speaking. We are living the final moments of free speech because they are legalizing the lie. Very dangerous moment. Very dangerous moment. Just look at those people in Africa receiving ID cards, and they are conditioned to get some war by having those digital ID cards. Have a look.